Did you know that the simple inability to order a soft serve cone at your favorite fast food chain costs franchise owners millions every year? What if I told you this isn't an accident caused by poor maintenance, but a surprisingly sophisticated corporate strategy? For millions of customers, seeing that out-of-order sign is just a minor disappointment. But for us, keen observers of business, it's a profound indicator of how industrial giants exert complete control over the equipment they sell. We are diving deep into the corporate forces keeping those machines broken. Stick around, because the story of how a small device challenged a massive monopoly is one you won't want to miss. The soft serve machine has become a universal punchline, but this widespread equipment failure is not just technical bad luck. We need to frame this as an institutionalized problem where the equipment manufacturer holds all the power. Why is this machine, which seems relatively simple, so consistently impossible to fix quickly? The answer lies in the highly profitable restrictive business contracts and proprietary technology that actively prevent efficient repairs. To understand why this happens, we must shift our perspective from the kitchen floor to the manufacturer's strategy room. The machine failure is not random. It is often the direct result of deliberate business decisions. We are looking at what is called a maintenance monopoly. The manufacturer of this specialized equipment ensures that control over diagnostics and repairs is intentionally restricted. This strategy is simple. Maintaining this control guarantees a continuous, incredibly lucrative revenue stream long after the initial sale. Think about it. The profit margin on selling the actual machine is relatively small, often just covering R&D and manufacturing costs. But the true product, the high-margin product, is the lifetime of maintenance fees. Every time a machine breaks down, the manufacturer's certified service network profits. This structure incentivizes complexity and long repair times, which is exactly what we see happening across thousands of locations globally. In this specific drama, the key player is the manufacturer, often a company like Taylor, that produces this highly specialized soft serve equipment. Their model relies on making equipment that is far more complicated than it needs to be. This complexity ensures that general appliance repair technicians cannot service it. They successfully establish dominance by ensuring that proper function requires specialized proprietary parts, knowledge, and, most importantly, exclusive access to diagnostic software. This specialization creates a high barrier to entry for any independent repair technician. Without specific, often proprietary tools and training, touching the machine is almost impossible. The system is designed so that only the authorized network has the necessary keys, effectively locking out competition. This consolidation of power allows them to dictate service fees and repair schedules, which often stretch for days or even weeks. Wait until you hear the specific financial incentives behind this. Let's analyze the financial motivation. The most profitable part of this ecosystem is the mandatory service contract. These long-term agreements require franchise owners to pay significant annual fees for maintenance and repairs. When a machine breaks, the owner must call the certified technician, who charges high hourly rates and markup on proprietary parts. This revenue model guarantees income, regardless of the quality or speed of the service provided. The longer the downtime, the more necessary the manufacturer's technician appears to be. This business model contains a perverse incentive. The manufacturer benefits financially when the machine is difficult and slow to repair. If independent technicians could fix the machine in an hour using cheap, universal parts, the entire high-margin service network would collapse. By creating complexity and mandatory dependence, they ensure a steady flow of high-cost income. If you find this kind of deep dive into corporate strategy fascinating, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Legacy Archives. Your support allows us to continue investigating these hidden power dynamics. The technical barrier that keeps these machines locked is the software. The diagnostic codes are proprietary and completely opaque to the average operator. Imagine your machine suddenly displays error 71. This error might mean something minor, like a cleaning cycle wasn't completed properly, or a sensor needs a simple reset. But because the codes are secret, franchise owners are digitally locked out. They have no ability to troubleshoot or clear the fault, rendering a perfectly fine piece of equipment unusable. Even for the smallest, most manageable fault, the owner must wait days for an authorized technician. That technician arrives, often drives hundreds of miles, connects a proprietary diagnostic tool, inputs a certified code to reset the system, and then charges the franchisee hundreds or thousands of dollars for the visit. This process maximizes cost and downtime simply because the manufacturer refuses to share basic diagnostic information. It's digital gatekeeping at its most frustrating. This monopoly isn't just maintained through technical means, it's enforced by strict legal contracts. We must look at the restrictive franchise agreements and warranty clauses. These documents often explicitly mandate the exclusive use of manufacturer-certified parts and technicians. This requirement is non-negotiable for the franchise owner. The consequence of breaking this rule is severe, voiding the warranty on a piece of equipment that can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Franchise owners simply cannot afford the risk of using an unauthorized independent technician, even if that person could perform the repair faster and cheaper. This legal pressure consolidates corporate power, leaving local business operators trapped between angry customers and costly, mandatory service delays. But where there is profit, there is always resistance. A small independent group saw this broken system and decided to fight back. They engineered a device. Let's call it the disruptor box, specifically designed to bypass the proprietary software locks. This simple small piece of hardware gave franchisees the self-diagnostic power they desperately needed. This independent solution meant that minor issues, like a stuck cleaning cycle, could be fixed immediately by the store manager without waiting days for a certified technician. This simple disruption threatened to cut off the manufacturer's most reliable and lucrative revenue source. It was a direct challenge to the very foundation of the service monopoly. This is where the story gets intense. Before we discuss the corporate retaliation, hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into global corporate finance. The battle over the soft-serve machine is actually a powerful microcosm of the larger global right-to-repair movement. This movement argues that when you buy a product, you should have the right to repair it, modify it, and use independent technicians and parts. This isn't just about soft-serve, it's about control over modern technology. Whether it's your smartphone, your tractor, or medical equipment, the fundamental struggle is against planned obsolescence and perpetual manufacturer control over purchased goods. When companies embed digital locks and proprietary software, they are essentially renting you the function of the machine, not selling you ownership. The ice cream machine saga perfectly illustrates how corporations use digital means to control physical assets, defining the future of commercial ownership. These powerful corporations use their extensive legal resources not just to win, but to drain the resources of the independent challengers. They leverage the complexity of IP law to enforce and protect their maintenance monopolies. This shows us that for corporations, controlling the service network is worth fighting and spending millions in court to preserve. The manufacturer did not sit by and allow their lucrative business model to be dismantled by a tiny startup. They responded with fierce corporate retaliation. They unleashed multi-million-dollar lawsuits against the independent device providers. The manufacturer claimed intellectual property infringement, theft of trade secrets, and unauthorized access to protected diagnostic software. The manufacturer's public defense of these restrictive practices centers on consumer protection. They argue that only certified technicians can ensure the machines are repaired to the required food safety and quality standards. They claim that unauthorized repairs could contaminate the product or damage the complex machinery, leading to consumer illness. This is their official, compelling justification. However, we must critically examine if these are genuine concerns or simply strategic justifications. While maintaining quality is important, critics argued that these safety claims primarily serve to disguise and preserve the highly profitable maintenance revenue stream. When a simple digital reset requires a week-long service call, the claim of necessary complexity starts to feel suspiciously like necessary income generation. This financial strain placed on the local operator ironically flows upward to benefit the equipment manufacturer's service division. The manufacturer profits both from the repair fees and indirectly from the lost revenue caused by their system. It's a perfect financial ecosystem for the OEM, built on the dependency and frustration of their own customers. The real victims here are the local franchise owners, who are essentially small business operators. Prolonged downtime means significant lost revenue. A single machine failure can cost a high-volume location hundreds of dollars per day. Calculated across thousands of stores over multiple days of waiting for service, the estimated lost revenue annually reaches into the tens of millions. This dynamic fundamentally changes the definition of ownership in the digital age. If you purchase equipment but cannot repair it without the seller's expensive authorization, do you truly own it? Or Have you simply purchased a perpetual service agreement disguised as hardware? This is the legacy these giants are building, an era where access is controlled externally and autonomy is minimized. At Legacy Archives, we connect specific events to broader corporate trends. The recurring issue of the broken ice cream machine is a powerful symbol of modern commercial control. It shows how corporations use proprietary systems and digital locks to exert perpetual control over physical assets that they have theoretically sold to a third party. They maintain control over the functionality, long after the transaction is complete. We have seen that the seemingly trivial issue of the broken ice cream machine masks a sophisticated and aggressive corporate strategy. This strategy is designed purely to secure revenue through restriction. The manufacturer builds a complex, proprietary system, legally mandates the use of their service network, and profits immensely from the resulting delays and high costs. Restriction, in this context, directly equals revenue. As keen observers of business, we must recognize these power dynamics in our daily lives. The ice cream machine is just one small example of how corporate giants shape modern commerce and consolidate their power. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into corporate legacies. If this investigation gave you a new perspective, hit that like button. Subscribe to Legacy Archives for more exclusive stories on how empires are built and fortunes are maintained.